Hello, ConvertFlow. My name is David Thompson, and I have recently received my Bachelor of Science degree in Multi-Platform Journalism from the Florida Institute of Technology. So I wanted to begin with a little bit about my experience. I am a writer. I love to write. It's what I do through and through. That's why I studied journalism, is that I have a passion for writing I had for years. And I did so for the last 3 years at the student newspaper, The Crimson. I was also lucky enough to be the managing editor of the paper during my second year there, and that was a great experience. It taught me a lot about leadership and collaboration. And collaboration is something that really I had struggled with for a while, and I think one of the most valuable things I learned from being managing editor about collaboration is just over the years I learned that my idea isn't always the best idea for whatever we're doing. And that could just be a story, the whole paper, a project, anything. Outside of my experience with the paper, collaboration was always something I didn't struggle with. I actually enjoy working with people. It's just I like being a leader. And sometimes as a leader, you have to listen to everyone. Or if you're not even in a leadership position, you have to make sure you know your role and you can collaborate and take good ideas and understand that everything that I'm saying or you're saying isn't always the best idea. So when I was a senior, I decided to kind of switch gears a bit and got into more of the audio realm. So I began the school's first podcasting network. It was a radio club before, and it kind of died off. So I kind of brought it back and focused on podcasts. That's such a big thing. I'm sure as you know that podcasting is a huge, huge deal now in 2020. And I really enjoyed that, and it was a lot of fun because we were mostly building from the ground up, and I just really liked learning more about audio and editing. And one key thing I learned from that experience, I would say, is that you really need to know your stuff, and especially when you're the leader, because if you don't know exactly what you're talking about and you're trying to teach someone it's not going to go very well. And teaching someone something is the best way to learn how much you truly have the knowledge and know something. So learning all of that, being new to it, as I said, I think at my core I am a writer, but I also love audio and video. I just love creating, I think is really the bottom line. I'm a creator, less of a writer, but I'd still love to write. So audio is something I also have a passion for, and I want to expand on it more in the future. So I would say my college career really culminated in my team's senior design documentary called No Mulligans. I linked it in one of the application boxes, and I hope you get to check that out because it's really something we take a lot of pride in, especially me and my co-director. Put a lot of hours into it, and what's crazy about that project is, so it debuted this past April 2020, and in March, all of a sudden we're going fully remote, and we had this documentary to finish, and it was pre-editing at that point. We were still shooting, filming, getting interviews, things like that, and we got everything mostly done. So that was awesome. It worked out really well for us because all we really had to do once we went fully remote was editing. But that was a huge, huge undertaking and a great learning experience because before then, when it first started, we thought it was just over, that the documentary wasn't going to be very good and it'd be really impossible to get things done in a proper way. But honestly, me and a few of my associates, my classmates, we said that if it hadn't been for being fully remote and doing everything over Zoom and a few other ways, that it may not have even turned out the way it had, and we're really proud of the way it turned out. So that was a great learning experience, and it really, now moving on to this position as a content marketer, it showed me that working remotely and working from home can not only be more efficient, but something that I can actually strive in, because I am a bit of a people person. I like to be around people. So that this whole pandemic and quarantining has been a little difficult for me in that sense, because I do like to collaborate, really talk to people. I think some of the best ways to be effective and be efficient can be just talking to someone, really getting a vibe for how they feel, because that can't always be done over text. But now with Zoom calls and Skype and all those things, it can really be effective. And I think working from home and remotely is something I can really strive in. So I would say what about this job really stood out to me is the clear excitement and ambition I heard when reading the description. And I'm a big believer in doing things that help people, and this company, this position, seems to perfectly align with that ideal because I just find, in journalism and news, I think it's a public service to keep people informed and let people know what's happening in their local government or just their county and then nationwide. And nowadays we see a lot more, nationwide news is the most popular, but it really is a grassroots thing. And I love the idea that this company is small. That was said over and over in the description how it's small groups, not very big. And that's something that I really enjoy coming from a smaller private university that I had in my opinion, the pleasure and it was good for me to be in smaller classes and to work in smaller groups. I prefer that. I can work in big groups, I can talk to a lot of people, but I think preference-wise, I like being able to have my voice heard, I think is a big part of it. And you don't get as much when you're working in a huge group or in a ginormous lecture hall. And I was lucky enough to not have much of that experience, and this opportunity seems like it would further along that small team ideal and community. Another thing I noticed is that I think the idea of making it easier for marketing teams to build platforms and promotions without the strain of coding is just a brilliant idea and a great asset to be offering people, because I've actually helped build a couple websites of my own, and they're not really up now, but I did have that experience, and the coding part is definitely, it weighs you down, it's complicated. I had someone obviously helping me that was more on that side of things, but having that experience, it definitely shows that there is great value to what this company that you guys are providing, and hopefully maybe we're providing very soon. So I will say, I got really excited about this position when I saw the day-to-day tasks of it, writing, editing, and just creating in general, which is all stuff I really love, and I've just previously said. And I'm also a bit familiar with the B2B marketing strategy. I did have a focus in business in college, so it wasn't just straight news all the time with journalism. I was in a lot of business classes, I had a focus in business, so I do know about that. And one thing that I like about the B2B strategy, which I'm sure you're fully aware of, and hopefully I'm even, understanding it fully in how you guys do it at ConvertFlow, is you don't take all the emotion out of things. We're still working with people, we're catering to our customers, and they're people. So you shouldn't take all of the emotion out of, whatever we're promoting, and that means a lot more of, not necessarily casual, but conversational. And another thing that I think goes along really well with that, with the B2B strategy, is problem solving and setting up different things, how to, it can be an illustration or a graphic, let's say, how to do something. It's all about helping our customers problem solve and showing that we can fix that problem. I think a big part of business is any product, anything that's going on, any service you're providing, it's, hey, there's a problem, here's how we can fix it. And that's the simple kind of rule of business, is just solving problems. I think this company does a great job of helping people do that. And also, just wrapping up here, I am based in Florida. However, I'm in Gainesville, Florida, so not exactly Miami, but the time zone is not an issue. I would love to work, 5 days a week, typical full-time job, whenever you guys wanted me to. I would be here. It'd be awesome. And yeah, I could even, if I had to go down to Miami, I'd love to. I love Miami. I know right now everything's kind of crazy in the world, but yeah, that's a great opportunity. And yeah, I'm here on the East Coast, up in Florida, just a bit of a drive away, I would say. And just kind of finishing up here, a few things actually about myself is I'm a huge sports fanatic. NBA, NFL, football, basketball. I played basketball in high school. It's a big part of my life. I love going to the movies, reading comics. I'm into kind of that nerdy sort of stuff, and I love to talk about all of the above. So I guess that's something you're getting if you do decide to hire me. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope this application finds you well, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Thank you so much. Bye.